I've been watching you basically, men in your 40s and 50s, loads of men on YouTube, and they're all coming from the same place where they're disillusioned with their life, they're disillusioned with their work, and they're saying they feel broken at like 42, 45 years old. And it looks like they've come to the realization that all the things that they were promised by uh, at school, going to college, going to university, getting into debt, all those things, and your future will be all mapped out for you. And it turns out that it's not. And I'm surprised because from my point of view, I'm 59 right now, and I didn't have a head start at all when I was a kid. I'm the last of 8 children. I've never had a father. We were that poor that back then, I don't think they can do it now, but we'd have our electric turned off, and then I'd get home in the winter and there'd be no electric at all. And then I'd go to school the next day to get my free dinner, because basically that's why I went to school, to get my dinner. And the teacher would say, "You've got your homework." And rather than sit in front of a classroom full of kids, and say, "No, we've got no electric in our house. I can't see anything," the dog ate it, and I'd get in trouble. They even turned the water off a couple of times, and the water board and the authorities came round and bricked up the outside tap. I don't think they can do that now. But when you're at your age now, my point is, this ain't the end for you. This is just the beginning. When you get to the realisation, it came to me early. I left school at 15, no qualifications, and I left school early to get out of there. I couldn't do exams. Like I say, how do you function under those conditions? Freezing cold house, ice on the inside of the windows. But I'm 59 and I'm still here. I've been to Spain and set up a business. I taught myself to build websites. I'm done a business now, a new business. I've got another business. But these things are risky, and it takes dedication and hard work and a lot of luck and money. But I realised when I left school and I went into a workplace, and it didn't take long for me to realise, until I was about 20, between 20 and 22. Around about the time when you see that picture in the background of me on my motorbike, that hardtail chopper, that was a dream I had, to get that bike. To get that bike at the time, I was about, how old was I? 19. I'd got my car licence, I got my motorbike licence, and I dreamed about having a bike like that. Hardtail chop, 12-inch overs, Honda 750, straight 4 pipes, sounded like thunder. And I used to dream about it. And I was working in a chemical warehouse at the time, on a forklift, and doing warehouse work, crap money, standard. Left school with no qualifications, what are you going to do? And I bought an old motorbike to get to work on, and there was more weld on the exhaust than there was exhaust. It was that bad. I used to wear a yellow, like a Macintosh, like them really cheap, bright yellow Macintosh coats. And I had welding goggles on, or grinding goggles, with my pea-pot helmet. But in my head, I was going to that place with that hardtail chop. I was going to get there. I was going to have my badass leather jacket. And I used to go to work and people used to laugh at me when I used to turn up. And I was in the gym. I'd finish work and go to the gym and I'd train. And I'd weight train. I'd learn how to weight train. I've competed natural bodybuilding when I was younger. I don't really do that much now. I'm 59. I should really. I wish I had the time. If it presents itself again, I will. Maybe. It's painful. But it's a long process, training. Just like finding out how you are in life. It's a long process. Some people find it quicker than others. I wasn't sold a lie from school. I knew it was all a lie. I knew that I did believe that if you work hard, you'll get on, especially working for businesses. And that turned out to be a lie. I've got so many stories along those lines that will blow your mind, to be honest. You won't even believe them. Big companies in this country, the way I was treated. But going back to the hardtail chop, people laughed at me on my bike. But I never said to anyone that that was the bike. But now you imagine their face when one day I turned up at work, all in black, on that bike. They weren't laughing anymore. If anything, they were resentful, especially the management. It caused me more problems than it solved. The girls liked it though, which was good. That's always a bonus. Or is it? We'll get into that on another video perhaps. But this is a video for all those men out there now that are feeling the strain of this life. And it is a strain. And I feel your pain. I feel it myself now. I'm not going to drag on about what I'm doing at the moment. But I'm still... I've had businesses and due to things like COVID and then the banking crisis. I was in Spain when the banking crisis happened. I had a garden maintenance company. I was all legal. I employed 4 people. I'd never seen so much money, and I couldn't believe where I was on the Costa del Sol, living the dream. I'd made it. And then 2008 came along, the financial crash, and it took me years to build that business. Hard graft, sweat. It took about 6 weeks and it was finished. And then I had to come back to the UK. I started another business when I came back. A catering business. Got that all going. Took a couple of years to get that off the ground. Again, work, stress, all of it. And then the COVID hit. And then I couldn't go out and do weddings. I couldn't cater at weddings. I couldn't cater for parties. I couldn't do anything. And I almost went bankrupt. Now this time I'm... bloody hell. Over 50. So what was I going to do? I'd nearly run out of money. I had a mortgage. Girlfriend, 2 kids. Small kids as well, not teenagers. So I went on an agency. So who's going to employ me? I've still got no qualifications. So I went on an agency and worked in a food factory. Horrendous. Terrible money. Horrendous. Just to get through. Then I found another job. It's even worse. So I decided with the little bit of money I've got left, I need to get, the only thing I could think of doing was getting a class 1 lorry license. I got my lorry license. I passed that. Did the CPC and all the rest of it. And then when I started looking for jobs to drive Arctics, I hadn't got the experience. So I couldn't do that. I still had my catering business, but it was really slow. The damage that was done through the COVID years was colossal. I've still got that business now, and I'm hoping this year it'll make a rebound. I'm really hoping it will. Anyway, I ended up getting a job because I hadn't got any experience. I took a job removing industrial kitchens. I don't know if you know what an industrial kitchen looks like. A commercial industrial kitchen. You know, the ones like a certain brand of spoons has. Those things are heavy. But it gave me the opportunity to get the experience in a class 2 lorry. Hard work. Did that for 9 months. Crap money, loads of hours, sometimes starting at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Nights out. Terrible. Really hard. I mean, heavy, hard work. Loads of hours. And then my relationship broke down. So she didn't want to be with me anymore. Whatever. I don't blame her. That's, it is what it is. It was a decent separation. There's no animosity with each other. It was just the time had come. She went off to do her thing with the kids, and I moved away. And I got a job driving, because now I had the experience in the class two. I got a job driving a lorry for pallet networks. Not the company pallet networks, but that's what it was, doing pallet delivery. Horrendous. I enjoyed it at first. 26-ton lorry. But the hours, I was exhausted like you were. But I started to try and build another business. And I've created that other business now already. I finished in the end, the class 2 driving. I just couldn't take it anymore. Because you have to take a leap of faith sometimes. You have to believe in yourself. If you're in that situation where you're making videos or you're watching this and you're resonating because you're at that age where you've gone through everything. You've gone through it all. You went to school, you got your exams, you went to college, you went to university. And now you're finding yourself 40, 50, and you're lost. You feel broken. You feel like you can't go on anymore. You can just you're not at the end. You're just at the beginning. Life's the adventure. It's the fear that stops you. It's overcoming the fear. I never had nothing to lose. When I was in Spain, and I was earning a lot of money, and I was working really hard, and I had a great life. It was amazing, incredible. Never thought from where I come from that I would ever. I hear people saying, do you speak Spanish? Sí, poquito para mi trabajo. I had to teach myself Spanish. If I didn't learn Spanish, I wouldn't have eaten. When I was going to get chemicals for the gardening, fertilisers, machines, repairs, when I went into the mountains, they didn't speak English. I had to learn the Spanish. I had to learn how to do gardening in Spain. There wasn't the internet. You've got the internet now. We've got AI. It's an incredible time. I used to say, because I've been working for myself since my early 20s, and I've duck and dived, I've been a bouncer, I've done all sorts of things, and it shapes you. But now, I used to say, by the time you've got to 35, you're stuck in a rut. That's what you're going to be doing. When I've met people and they're 35 plus, and you're doing stuff you're doing, and they're saying, you've got your own time, you've got your own life. Looks great. It was great. But by the time you get to, I used to say, by the time you get to 35, it's over. You're stuck in that rut. You've got your debts, you've got your family, you've got what you're doing. You've opened your parachute and you've landed, and there's no getting back up in the air. But that's not true now. Not with digital. You can learn anything. You've got all the information at your fingertips with this new AI revolutionary thing. It's all there, and you can succeed. Don't feel broken. Don't feel trapped. You're in a maze. Life's an adventure. I'll talk more in other videos about what you should do. If you've got questions, then ask in the comments, because I'm more than happy to give my 50 pence worth. I'm not one of these people that says, I'm a millionaire, I made 50 grand in a month. I've never done that. That's not what I'm about. I'm not rich. I've earned good money, and I've lost money. I've been broke and I've been contented, and I've gone through it a few times, and it's not easy. And I understand where you are. I understand how you feel. When I was pulling them kitchens out, I was broke. My back was killing me. The hours when I was doing the pallet network, and I was in a 26-ton lorry, and they were putting me in positions in that lorry that it was insane. The stress was immense. But I had to earn money. And that's a big part of it. It's how you manage your finances, your lifestyle. What do you want to achieve? And a lot of you, it seems to me, have no idea. And I understand that totally because I've been there. I'm always there. I'm always trying to figure out what's the thing that will make the money. What's the thing I can do that will make me the money so I've got the time I want and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. But I'm 59 and I'm still doing it. And I'm still trying. And I'm not going to stop. Anyway, don't feel broken. Don't feel disillusioned. Don't give up. Give yourself some space. It's doable. You can do it. You can do anything. This life, it's not about the destination. It's the journey. It's experiences. You can't take nothing with you. It's not risky. It's just living. It's an adventure. Embrace it. Don't feel broken. Don't think you're trapped. You're not. Anyway, if you got anything out of this and you want to see more, please subscribe. Give us a thumbs up for all that stuff. But more so we can stay in contact with each other. If you want to talk to me, talk to me. If I can help you in any way, I will. And maybe you'll be able to help me. Who knows? That's how the universe works, isn't it? That's how it appears to be. Have a great day. Take care.